Do you ever look at your business numbers and think, we're making revenue, but why do I still feel broke? If that's you, then here's the hard truth. It's not your revenue, it's not your clients. It's the money habits that you've been forced into as a business owner. And until you change those habits, your business is going to continue paying everyone but you. I'm Abby Johnson, a certified Profit First professional, and today I'm breaking down 5 money habits that keep business owners broke and how to fix them. So a common myth is most business owners think, if I could make more money, we'll make it. If we could hit X dollars a month, we'll be okay. But the truth is, businesses that fail, 82% of them fail because of cash flow problems, aka cash flow management. This isn't about how much money is coming in, but it's about what you do with that money when it comes in. This means you're working, you're doing a good job, you've got clients coming in and money coming in, but then when you look at your bank, it's gone. So the first money habit that is ruining business owners is having one bank account for all of your income and for all of your expenses. And again, this is what is taught to you. This is what most people do even in their personal finances. But what ends up happening is only having one account really muddies the water. You've got bills going out, you might get a big deposit, think you have a bunch of money, and then it's already out the door because payroll was processed. Or you think you have a lot of money, so you go make a big purchase, but you forgot that your tax bill was due at the end of the month. This makes it really hard to know how much can the business actually pay you, or how much should you be setting aside for taxes and not spending so that you aren't hit with a huge bill unexpectedly, but actually have it there ready for you. So having separate accounts from your income and expenses really gives you clarity on where you can be spending your money. The number 2 money habit that business owners are guilty of, and I think we're all guilty of, is in this day and age of subscriptions, it's so easy to virtually swipe your card and have some recurring expense added to your monthly expenses. What ends up happening is expenses can pile up, and most of the time no one's actually paying attention to what's going in and out of the bank account. All they know is either money is there or money isn't there. I once had a friend and I was helping him with his business and looking over his books, and I said, hey, do you actually use this $120 subscription that you have? And he said, oh my God, I thought I canceled that a year ago. That was over $1,200 that had been going out of his account throughout the year that he had no idea about. He thought he had canceled it, and it was something that he wasn't using. So I know it can be really easy to sign up for that latest AI software or whatever it may be, but you have to really look at, are you actually going to use whatever this subscription is? Are you actually getting a discount from subscribing if it's for office supplies, whatever it may be? You have to really look at, am I using this thing? And you have to check up on these auto charges on a regular basis to make sure you're canceling ones that you don't actually need. This is a really sneaky way for your profit to be eaten up by these little charges adding up that you don't actually need. All right, the third habit that I see is not knowing your numbers. There are so many business owners I see that are too busy, and I get it. We are all busy, but they're so busy that they don't have time to sit down and actually look at their numbers. They don't know exactly how much revenue is coming in. Most of the time when I talk to them, they don't know what their monthly expenses are. If I say, hey, how much do you need to break even per month? They don't normally know that number. They don't know their profit margins. They don't know what they're paying themselves or if they can pay themselves more. So in this case, knowledge really is power. Even if you are in a really tough situation, I know it can be easier to just not look at it because it's scary to look at and uncomfortable to look at. But once you actually look at it and confront it, you can then be causative over it. You can say, hey, I actually don't need these expenses. Or, hey, why did they raise my rate here? I'm going to go call and negotiate this. Whatever it may be, you now have the power to overcome whatever tough situation you are in financially. So the first step really is actually knowing all of your numbers. The next habit I see is having no cash reserves. Everything is so tight, you have to basically live paycheck to paycheck in your business, and as soon as the money goes in, it's going out again. This is usually the byproduct of not having known your numbers previously, maybe not actually knowing your correct pricing numbers, and maybe even growing too fast for your business to handle or actually be prepared for that growth. Sometimes people are spending so aggressively to grow fast that they aren't even looking at, is this sustainable? Can I pay myself? Can the current revenue make up for these future expenses and future plans that I'm planning for? And of course, there are always emergencies that you have to be prepared for. 2020 was obviously out of the norm, but it still was a lesson for everyone that you need to have cash reserves in place in case some sort of disaster happens. All right, the fifth money habit I see, and it's probably the one that causes the most stress with business owners, is paying yourself last. I know this is what we've all learned. Again, this is a habit that's basically been ingrained in us from general accounting practices. But the problem with this is you end up spending all of the money or most of the money, and then you are fingers crossed hoping for pennies at the end of the month. Then you can barely go pay your home bills, and then you're stressed out about that. And look, a business owner who is that stressed financially is not going to make smart business decisions. They are going to act out of fear and desperation. So it is not selfish to pay yourself first, as we're about to talk about. It actually gives you security and peace of mind so that you can be a better leader, a better owner, and actually be there fully for your customers to give them the best experience that they need and deserve. Now, if what I was just talking about sounds like you and you want help fixing all of this, my team has slots open on their calendar to meet with you now. With our free profit assessment, we'll go over your current numbers, where your profit leaks are, and help build a plan of how to plug them. So click the link below and book your free profit assessment today. Now, everything I just talked about probably sounds like the norm. This is what most business owners are doing. So what can we do to solve it? What is the solution here? Because I'm sure you didn't get into business because you just love numbers and financials, unless you're a bookkeeper or accountant. That's not why you're here, right? So how can we implement a system into your business that helps you reverse these money habits, stay profitable, pay yourself enough, pay your taxes without you needing to go get an accounting degree? This is exactly why I love the Profit First system and why I've been certified in this system for over 6 years. So I could do a whole hour-and-a-half presentation on what Profit First is and why it is set up this way, but I'm going to just give you the Cliff Notes version here. The idea here is to break all 5 of those habits I just talked about, and one of the ways we do that is by having 5 separate bank accounts. This is going to give you clarity on your finances, help you pay yourself first, know your numbers better, and basically break all 5 of those habits we just talked about. The way this works is the first account you have is this income account. All of your money gets deposited into one account separate from all other expense accounts. On a regular basis that you have agreed on with yourself or me, you are going to allocate this income into the other accounts. The first account that gets funded is called a profit account. So this is part of the Profit First title. You are setting aside for profit first instead of waiting and praying for numbers at the end of the month. This profit account is used as a reward and bonus distribution for you as the owner and the risk and hard work that you are putting into this. But we also use this account to build a reserve and have some cash backup in the bank. The next account that gets allocated to is called owner's pay. This helps ensure that you are getting paid regularly. You are the most valuable employee of the business. Let's be honest. So setting aside money is going to make sure you're getting paid, your personal bills are covered, and it's also going to show you what the business can afford to pay you so you aren't either under or overpaying yourself from the business. The next account that gets allocated to is the tax account. Obviously, we all know we're supposed to be setting aside for taxes, but probably 95% of the business owners I talk to aren't because they need that cash now. But let's set that money aside for real and learn how to run the business without that money. The final account to get allocated to is the OPEX account. So this is where all of your expenses come from. Your rent, your payroll, your marketing, all of that comes out of one expense account. And what happens is after the income has come in, let's say you have $50,000 $100,000 that came in, once it's gone through all of these different categories, you might only have $35,000 left to pay your bills. So now you have profit set aside, you've got your money set aside, you've got taxes set aside, and now you have $35,000 to grow the business and maintain the business. This leads to smarter financial decisions, less impulse buying. This leads to innovative spending. Okay, can we buy used? Can we buy refurbished? Can I talk to my buddy down the street to repair it for me instead? This really makes you think about your spending instead of just swiping a card or clicking a button on the computer. A great example of this was my client Carol. When she came to me, she didn't know any of her numbers. She didn't know what revenue she was at for the year, if she was doing better than last year. She was just so in the weeds that she never felt like she could take the time to sit down and look at all of these numbers. So as you can see here, after implementing Profit First, she had a 143% profit increase. She was able to actually bonus herself for the first time. And then with our other systems helping her with her delegation, she went from working 7 days a week to 5 days a week and sometimes on the weekends. She also took her first 2-week vacation in I don't know how long. And it all started with implementing Profit First and knowing where her money was going and what she could actually spend. So if you're done feeling broke in your own business, let's fix that. We can help you install this Profit First system in your business. All you need to do is book your free profit assessment. My team will go over your current numbers, your current percentages, and how we can get you to the ideal profitability for your business in your industry. Click the link below to book your call today. And if you're interested in learning how to delegate tasks better than 99% of business owners, check out this video here. I'll see you in the next one.